Hello, it's Jim Games here once again, and welcome to this new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video we are going to continue with the inventory system. After this video you will be able to open and close the inventory, and also we are able to pick up items that will show on the inventory, and also we cannot jump nor move when the inventory is open. So yeah, let's get started. First, we want to go to the components folder and we want to open the PPC inventory. And here we can close other events than the event graph. And let's create a new function. And this will be called open/close inventory. Okay, and what do we want to do here? We want to add a branch to the start, like this. And now we have to create another function, which will be called can open inventory. Here on the can open inventory, what we want to do, we want to first get our player ref, then we want to get the character movement get character movement. Okay, and from here we want to get is falling. Okay, so we are checking if our player is falling. And now not boolean, so if he's not falling, then let's add a and boolean like this. And let's select all these and press Q to align. And also let's get from the player ref and let's get velocity, bottom one. And from the return value, we want to get a vector length like this. Now we want to check if this is less than. Now we want to set here some value that will be the limit. If you go faster than that, you cannot open the inventory. So I will set this to like 300 because I think our walking speed is 250. So when we are walking, we can open the inventory, but when we are running or jumping or whatever, we cannot do that. So let's press Q to align. Let's move this one step this way. Let's connect this to here. Let's select the input. Let's go to the output. Let's add an output. Let's move it here. And let's connect this to here. Now we can rename this output. It can be just return value or maybe we can call it can open or whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's move this a little bit further up. Okay, so if the player is not in the air and he is not going faster than 300, then we can open the inventory. And one more thing, let's click on input or output. Let's make this pure. Now let's compile, save, and go to the open close inventory, and let's get the can open inventory pure function. Okay. Now we can continue with this code. Now we want to add another branch here. Let's leave some little space and connect to here from the true. If we can open inventory, we want to continue to the next branch, which will be, let's create a variable. And this variable will be called inventory open. Okay, and let's get it here and connect here. So now we're checking if our inventory is already open. And yeah, let's compile, let's save. So what we want to do, if the inventory is not open, then we want to get from the false, of course, and create widget like this. Now the widget class will be the W inventory widget. Now here to the player ref, we want to get the player reference plus that. And to the PPC inventory ref, we want to get a reference to self. Simple as that. Then from the return value, we want to promote this to a variable. And let's rename this variable to be W inventory ref. And let's move it next to the player ref up here. Okay. After we have promoted it to a variable, we want to add to viewport so we can actually see the widget. Okay. And the next thing that we want to do, we want to set our HUD invisible. So I will quickly show you what oh, we cannot open it yet. Sorry, I will not show you now. So we want to set our HUD, which has the interaction dot. We want to set it invisible, and we want to show the mouse. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get the player ref. Let's get it basically up here. From here, let's get a HUD ref. From the HUD ref, we want to set visibility. Set visibility like this. Connect to here. And we want to set that to hidden. Okay. And we put this here because on the true, we want to set some different things from here. So let's leave it there. Now, here, what we want to do next is we want to right click and get player controller like this. From the player controller, I cannot speak today. From the player controller, let's set show mouse cursor. And we want to set it to true, sorry. Okay, and after that, from the get player controller, we also want to set mouse position because we want to set the mouse to the middle of the screen so it doesn't randomly spawn to some random part of the screen. Now let's add a reroute here, maybe like this. Now also we want to get from here, we want to get viewport size. And from here, we want to divide by 2. And also, let's duplicate it and divide the y also by 2. And then we can just connect these to here. Now let's actually align this, select this, and get them a little bit closer, like that. So we're setting the mouse cursor to visible, and we're setting the mouse's position to the middle. So the viewport size divided by 2, so it's in the middle, and on also the y in the middle. So it will spawn on the middle, of course. The next thing, let's go here. Let's actually get player controller again, and let's get it up here this time. This may look weird now that we have things here and here, but you will understand soon. Sorry, after this one, we have to set the inventory open to true, like this. Now, from here, we want to set ignore look input, like this. And we want to set this to true. Because this works like, if it's true, it will ignore. If it's false, it will not ignore. It's weird. I don't know why it works like that. Now, the next one is set ignore move input. We want to do the same thing. Make this true, both of these. I reroute to here, I think. And now, one more. We want to set input mode game and UI. This. And this is so we can focus to our widget, to our W inventory ref. Let's get that one. Let's connect it to here. Let's actually move this a little bit further. So we can get the focus to that. Otherwise, we will have to click the screen before we can actually like select or do anything on the widget. Now, here also, we want to change this hide cursor during capture false. and flush input to true, like that. I will show you when this is done what all these do. Okay, now let's go backwards to the inventory open true. Here what we want to do is we want to first get the inventory w inventory ref, and then we want to remove from parent. So we will remove the widget. Okay, and I will move this a little bit here so I can get these to fit on the same line because I like everything to be like that. Okay, then let's go forward. We want to get from this same HUD ref and we want to set visibility here. Now we want to set it to be visible so we don't have to change anything. After that, what we want to do is we want to get the player controller again, like this. And from here, we want to set show mouse cursor. We want to set it back to invisible, like here. You can also get from here, but I don't think it looks that good. So yeah. And the next thing that we want to do is we want to set the inventory open to false. Here I like to align these like this. You can see the code looks a lot cleaner. And now here the next thing, we want to get from the player controller and we want to reset ignore look input, yes. And also from this pin we want to reset ignore move input. And from the last one we want to set input mode game only, like this. So it will set our focus back to the game. Simple as that. Now let's compile. Let's actually save all. The next thing, what we have to do, let's go to the project settings and let's go to the input under the engine here. And here on the action mappings, let's add a new one. I will call this inventory and I will map it to I. But you can obviously map it to tab or whatever you want. I will map it to Y. I. Sorry, not Y. After that, let's close this. And let's leave the BPC inventory open. Let's go to the blueprints and to the BP player character. And the next thing, here in the BP player character, we can go to the, or we want to go to the event graph. Let's close interaction trace and interact. I mean, like everything else that you have, we only need the event graph. Here at the bottom, let's right click and let's search for a input action inventory. Input action inventory. Why I cannot find it. Let's search for inventory just. Oh, action events. I'm stupid. So action events inventory. This one. Let's put it to here. I just noticed that my background is fucked for some reason. It was not like this before. I will quickly fix it. I will move these to the so they start from this point. Yes, that's fixed. I don't know why that has happened. But yeah, it shouldn't matter anything, but I just, yeah. Let's not talk about that anymore. So let's continue. Input action inventory. What we want to do next is we want to get our PPC inventory to here. And then we want to call the open close inventory from pressed like this. Now compile, save, and let's go to play and let's see. We still have things to do in this video, but let's try. So when we press I, you can see the inventory here. Okay, and we cannot rotate the view, nor we can move. Let's press I again. it will get away. And you can see it will automatically focus to the game and focus to the inventory. If we go to the here to the PPC inventory, and I will remove these last things. You don't have to do this. Actually, you don't want to do this. I will quickly just show you. So now when I click I, actually I don't have any items here, so let's try with this one. Okay, now I have full of items. You can see nothing is happening when I'm hovering here. Oh, still it's not happening because we don't have any icon on them. I'm so stupid. But yeah, now if I press I, you can see I'm moving the mouse, but the game is not working. When I click, I can look again. So that's the reason why you want to have these input mode things here. So yeah, compile, save, and the next thing that we want to do is we want to actually go to the event graph, and we want to make, we want to go to the PP player character, and we want to go to the event graph. So we want to do a few things. So we cannot, for example, jump when we are in inventory, because right now the inventory is open. I press space, we can jump, and we don't want that to happen. So let's create a new function. The first function will be called can look, because I noticed when we open the inventory and we drag the mouse, it sometimes will do this. Okay, now it did it. It will do this little movement when you drag the mouse. But yeah, so here on the can look, what we want to do, we want to just get the PPC inventory. We want to get the inventory open, and we want to get a not boolean. Then we want to add an output to here and connect this to here. Let's rename this to be can look. Okay, now let's just let's move this to the category of condition. Now let's open the condition. Let's duplicate this can look. Now it will also be on the condition, and let's call this one can jump. And I think here on the can jump, we can for now leave the same code. We want different conditions because later on we will add some code that are not the same on both of these functions. So now let's make this both as pure. Compile, save, and go back to the event graph. And let's go to the camera input here. Let's move this stamina fill delay a little bit further right. This. Now let's move all this code further here so we can get some things here. Now let's add a branch. Something triggered. And we want to get the can look and connect it to there. Actually, let's move even more like that. Also, let's drag this to here. Okay, and now also on the jump, we can move this jumping event here. Also, let's move this. Let's add a branch here. And let's get the can jump. And actually here on the can jump, we want to rename this output to be can jump also. Sorry, I cannot concentrate today, but yeah. Now compile, save. Let's go to play. Now when we are in the inventory, we cannot jump, nor we cannot track on the screen anymore, or it will not do this little movement anymore like that. Now let's try one more thing. So we have these test items. So let's go to our, where is it? Data tables here. and let's go to the items DT. Here, our first item, test. Let's add some icon here. So let's search for icon because we have this, for example, this interaction key icon or interaction arrow icon. Let's get the interaction key icon. I will set the max stack size to 1. And on this second, this test 2, I will set the icon the same and stack size to like, can be like 3. But I want this to have 1 stack size and this to have 3 or something bigger than 1. Now let's save. Let's go to level. Now we have these items here. First one is test amount. I will set it to 1. And the second one is test 2 now. And it will be set to like 10. Okay. So let's see. Let's play. See what happens. I will check the inventory. Nothing there. I will quickly grab this. We can see 10 of these things here. And as you can see, when we go over, the corner will get bigger and we can see that we are interacting or like hovering over this. Okay. Now this one, it only has the stack size of 1. So because of that, it will not show the amount here because it only can have 1 on the stack. So yeah, one thing that I noticed is that our item name nor the description is working. And I actually know why is that. So let's quickly also fix that. So how we can do that? We want to go to the blueprints, into the HUD. We want to open the W inventory slot. And here, let's go to the graph. Let's find some empty space on the event graph. Let's select our button background and on Howard, let's add a event. Also on the button background on unhowered, let's add a button background. Now what we want to do, we want to get our W inventory reference to here. And we want to set name and description. Function that we created on the last episode or one before that. Now let's get the item details. Let's split it. Get the item ID here and description here. Simple as that. Now let's copy the reference and the set name and description under here. And we don't want to set these to anything. So like this. Simple as that. This will set it to none basically. So let's compile, let's save. And let's not close this yet. Let's move it here. Now when we play, we pick the item up. We hover. It will show the name. It will not show. Yes, it is working. But I noticed that we don't have these nice border lines here, nor on the name here, nor we have the description. That's because the description is because we haven't set the description. So let's do all those still in this episode. So let's quickly go back to the item data table. Let's set some description to these items. Test description. That's good enough. I will copy it to this another thing too. Save. So now it should, and it actually will, show the description also. Yeah, but we don't still have the lines. So how can we do that? Fix that. We have to go to the W inventory. Let's open it. And let's select the first inventory text border. And I actually already noticed what is the problem. We have set this tint to be black. Let's set it to white. Now you can see here on the brush that we have them. But actually, let's set this alpha to 0.5. Okay, now it looks a lot better. Now on the item name border also, we want to set the tint to white and alpha to 0.5. Okay, compile, save, actually save all. Now everything should work. Yes, we can see these nice lines here, and when we hover, we can see all these things that we want to see. But yeah, I actually think that was all for this video. If you liked the video, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.